Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today is another Hellcat video, but as you guys know, we finished rebuilding it. But while we were rebuilding it, I did mention that we would be modding this car after it was done, and that is today's video. We are going to be modding it. So it's right beside me right now. You can see a little bit of it right there. The color, basically, there's a lot that has been going on with this car recently. First of all, we found out that it's pushing way more horsepower than we thought. And then the second thing is that we are going to be completely changing the look of this car. So basically, let me explain. So the first thing is that this car, we're completely changing the look of it. So the first thing I'll reveal to you guys is the wrap. So basically, we're not done wrapping the bumpers yet, but we wrapped everything else. We did the hood, roof, and trunk are all going to be going satin black, and then the fenders, besides the door handles and the mirrors, are going to be going this magenta color, and it's pretty crazy. It looks very different in different lightings. Like over there it looks a little bit purplish, then some lightings it even looks white, and then some other lightings it looks pink, maybe even a reddish color. It's pretty crazy how this color works. But basically, let's roll the clip of us wrapping that rear quarter panel. Maybe it was that rear quarter panel, one of the two quarter panels, and then after all the clips play over of us wrapping this car, I'm gonna tell you guys about what the real story behind this car is. Alright guys, so some pretty crazy stuff we found out about this car. So while we were rebuilding this car, I noticed two things. One, on the first startup, this car, the supercharger in this car was extremely loud. I don't remember them ever being that loud because I have seen a couple Hellcats and I do not remember the supercharger being that loud. And then the other thing I noticed is it feels a lot faster. I was just thinking that maybe these tires that were on, these Falcon tires that were on the car, were just gripping really good. But then one day we were going to the post office, and in the back of the car there's this little sticker, and then it's for somebody's auto body shop. So we were thinking, hey, maybe the owner of that body shop owned this car. So we called him up, and he didn't own the car, but he knew who did. So the old owner was actually a girl, and she actually did some pretty crazy stuff to this engine right here. So let me go ahead and show you guys. So basically what she did is she took the supercharger and she got it ported. So the hole where the air goes into the supercharger from the throttle body, it's just ported. It's a lot bigger. It takes in a lot more air, which means more power. And then she also did the cold air intake as we saw. And then for that power, she also upgraded the pulley. So she upgraded the pulley in there too. And then that's why this car had the green belt. So we noticed all these little things, or not all of them, but we noticed, the cold air and the green belt. But we had no idea that all those other modifications were done. And then of course we also did the exhaust on this car, which by the way, we didn't take the cats out. We just did a cat back exhaust. So that's what's on this car, and it is extremely loud. So now I'm sure you guys are wondering, how much power is the Hellcat pushing? And well, let me just tell you something. The Dodge Demon, I believe to the crank, it has 840 horsepower. this car right here to the crank has 971 horsepower. That is just insane. Now to the wheels, 777 horsepower to the wheels. That is insane. Now that is a lot of power. You might be thinking, how are you gonna get all that power to the ground? Well, I'll show you guys. So carrying into our next modification, how are we gonna get that power to the ground? And well, here we have some Proxy R888Rs. These are basically street legal slicks. This is a 325 millimeter, so this is a very beefy tire. Here's my hand compared to this tire. This thing is massive. So these things are massive right here, and that is an insane tire, and these are meant for cars like this. People put these type of tires on like twin turbo Huracans and stuff, so this should be able to do the trick. Now you might be thinking, 325 millimeter tires, these are gonna stick out like crazy on the car. And while you might be right, those tires will stick out on the car, but in this case they're not, because another mod we are doing is this thing is going to be getting wide-bodied. Now I'm super happy to be announcing that this car is going to be getting wide-bodied, and right in here you can see we have all the flares, and then we also have the other Proxy tire right here. All these things have already been wrapped up. We just have a few more pieces to wrap satin black, and then a few more things to wrap in that crazy magenta color. So guys, this car's coming a long way. The wheels are taken off right now because we got to get those tires mounted, and then we also have to put the new rims on this car. So it's going to be pretty crazy. This car's build is going to be insane. So it's going to be pretty insane. This car has definitely came a long way from sitting in a dusty auction yard thinking that the engine was seized to now being turned into a Hellcat wide body. But it does get even better. So while all these modifications help the car's performance, they're also going to help the way this car is going to look. So that wide body kit, it comes with tons of pieces. It's not only the flares. So it also comes with the side marker lights, which of course it needs those so it could flare out as well. But it also comes with a widened and bigger front lip. So that's just going to make the front end of this car look even more aggressive. So that is something we definitely did not expect on this car, for it to be pushing so much power. And we actually already had plans to wide body this car, put better tires on it, and do all of these modifications. But basically, this extra power boost was basically a cherry on top. Like, it is just completely amazing. Like, who would have ever thought that this car would be pushing that much power? But guys, I am super happy to be getting back to work on this car and getting it to look super sick. But guys, I'm super happy to be announcing that this car is becoming a totally different animal. So let's just go ahead, cut to the next clip, and put that wide body kit on. Alright guys, so we're gonna start wrapping the Hellcat now. We're gonna finish up the bumper. We're almost done with the whole car. So let's go ahead and get the splitter off, because we have to put the wide body splitter on. And we also have to finish wrapping the bumper.
Alright guys, so we have all the parts for the wide body kit on top of my car at the moment. Little Grady car. And we got this front splitter that we have to replace the old one with. I mean, it looks insane. Look at this wide body kit.
This thing is like, you could eat off this thing.
Like, the end of it is, it's way thicker than the other wide body kit. I'm hoping we can finish it today because it looks really insane.
Alright, I got the splitter off. That was pretty interesting, but this is the part we care about. We need this bracket. What you doing over there?
Hellcat logo.
So while he wraps, I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the wide body kit on. So let's do it. Alright guys, so here's where we are right now with the Hellcat since the last clip. So basically what we have the car set up like right now, we have all of the wide body kit flares installed. We just have them mocked up right now. There's a little bit of adhesive glue in some areas, but like on these upper edges and everything, we're going to be using a special type of glue to get those to stick down, because we don't want these flares to go flying away when this car is ripping up the streets. So we have the lip installed, and we have the spacers, the wheels for the back. We have everything on ordered. So basically what's happening is that the front wheels are going to be put in on a spacer. I think they're 2-inch spacers. That's what the front wheels are going to be sitting like. And then in the back, we just got fully new rims, obviously, because the whole reason of this wide body kit is so the car can have some wider wheels and tires in the back, so it can grip the road really nice. And as you know, we have the 888R Proxies, on the rear. So we need some wide rims, because as I said, this car is pushing nearly 1,000 horsepower. So that's pretty crazy. So let me just take you guys on a walk around and show you what kind of glue we're gonna be using here. So let's just take a look. It looks honestly pretty mean, even with the tape and everything on the flares. Like, just look at that. The lip is so much more bigger now. This looks amazing. We have the side marker lights in. We have the clips lined up on the flares, so those are already in. It's just the top piece that needs to come in and stick to the car. Same with the rears. We have the tires mocked up right now. The wheels are on their way. They should be here in about 3 or 4 days. So these are some pretty beefy tires. Those tires are massive. This is the special glue we're using. It is basically a panel bond, but it's not the purple structural stuff. This is the black one. So this is pretty strong stuff. We're gonna put this on all the flares to keep them nice and solid, because the 3M tape is just not cutting it. We want something nice and strong and seamless. So we have that there, and we have the tape because obviously it'll ooze out the sides. So we have that there so we can make it look nice and clean. And then, as you guys know, this car didn't come with any badges on it. The old owner took them all off because there was adhesive left but no badges. So what we have for this car right here is Hellcat red eye badges. These badges are so sick. They have the red Hellcat eye right there. That is so sick. These things are a pretty penny as well, but we have 2 of them, and that will pretty much be the finishing touch to this car. So I'm super excited to get those on. Maybe in the future we might even do the red eye hood just to complete the look, but this car is already pushing more power than a red eye. So that's honestly pretty crazy in itself. I do have some bad news, guys. This car actually got hit with a bullet. It is honestly pretty crazy. It got hit with a bullet. I don't have the bullet on me right now, but this car got hit with the bullet, and it's honestly pretty crazy how it happened, because I think it happened after hours, like after we were all gone, like we weren't here, because me and my dad came in to work on the Cadillac. We were recording part 2 of it. We were recording part 2 of the framework, and then I just see my dad right there. I picked something off the ground, and he shows me a bullet, and I was like, where'd that come from? And he was like, I don't know. So, we start looking around and everything, and then I just look up in the ceiling, see a little bit of light coming through the ceiling. Yeah, that is where the bullet entered. So it was a cold bullet, my dad said, because obviously the bullet, somebody shot it up in the air, and it came down, it hit the Hellcat, and unfortunately it hit the Hellcat, and then it bounced all the way over here into this other bay in front of the Cadillac. Thankfully, the Cadillac is okay. It looks amazing right there. We just got done with all the framework on it. But right here, it did hit the Hellcat, which sucks. Let me show you guys what exactly it hit, and honestly how bad this could have been. Over here to the back of the Hellcat, the bullet hit right over here. It just came up through there, and it just hit right here. Now, honestly, it put a pretty decently sized dent in the quarter panel, but it didn't go all the way through. If it went through all the way, we could have potentially had this whole car burned to the ground, Cadillac and everything in the shop, because it is right above the fuel door. So that is just crazy. Luckily, it did not pierce through anything. Like I said, it just made a really massive dent. And this quarter panel with the A-pillar and everything is super hard to wrap. So we saw this here, and we thought that if we were to bodywork this dent out, then we would have to pretty much either rewrap the whole quarter panel or create a very big patch in this area. So honestly, I think what we're gonna do is when we go ahead and rewrap this car in the future, we will fix that. So for now, we just have a tiny patch on top of it just to hide it a little bit. It sucks that happened, but honestly, what can you do? So that's that on the Hellcat. It's pretty crazy how this car was literally just sitting here in an enclosed garage and still somehow managed to get damaged. It's just, honestly, it's pretty crazy. But thankfully, it's just a dent and nothing bad actually happened, because that could have been a whole lot worse. But that's okay, guys, because look at this car. It's just gonna look super mean when it's done, and it's almost there. Everything should be here in about a week's time. So hopefully after that, this car will be all put together and everything. And after it is, we can go to the dealership to pick up the Camaro. We'll probably take this car. So I'll be super sick. It'll be the first time the Hellcat and the Camaro are together, fully finished up, because the Camaro's been down for a very long time. It's actually down right now. It's at a dealership. So it's getting fixed. The actual transmission is getting fixed on it. I'll tell you guys more about what's getting fixed on it once we go ahead and pick the car up. But yeah, guys, let's just go ahead and get these flares, everything in, and then let's do a sick reveal of this car, probably in a parking garage. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to work. All right, guys, so it is a new day here, And I'm on my way to the shop right now with all the finishing touches for the Hellcat. Everything else just came in. So we have a lot of stuff to put on that car. The wheels, the spacers, some decals that we're putting on it. A lot of stuff came in, and we even finished wrapping the last flare. So everything is good to go on that car. Now all we gotta do is put that car together and get that beast ripping the streets. So I'll go ahead and I'll see you guys at the shop. Alright guys, so we're at the shop right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start unloading everything and putting them into the shop. We got the Hellcat right here. So it looks pretty amazing. These very girthy rear tires. Now we're gonna finally get them mounted onto the brand new rims. And then we also have the spacers for the front. We ended up getting 2 inches because I guess they don't sell 3-inch spacers. We ended up with like a measurement about 2.78 inches. That was our measurement that we got. So 2 inches should be pretty fine. It might be sticking in just a little bit, but I think it'll look good since the wheels are cambered in a bit. So we'll see how that looks. So I'll see you guys once all this stuff is in the shop. Alright guys, the trunk is fully unloaded. Now let's go ahead and open up these brand new rims. Check these super... Dude! You're not doing it with me. Dude! Dude! We didn't even see the wheels yet.
I know. But just the boxes look
Dude,
cool, guys.
I like that red.
I think I want to pull out the box so that I could get the... Well, actually, no. Let's do this one first, and then we'll get the other one underneath.
Right,
they're pretty heavy.
Let's go, let's go.
Alright, here we go, guys. Alright, guys. No backing out from it now. This is it. Oh, I could see. Dude. They packaged these up really well, which I was really hoping they would.
Dude.
These are some massive wheels, guys. 11 inches in width and 20 inches in diameter. So let's see these bad boys.
Dude, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what these look like.
These should look like a very similar style and finish to my original wheels that I have, because the front ones are just getting spacers. So let's go ahead and reveal these bad boys.
Oh!
That's just one layer. Alright.
Here it goes. Oh. Second layer, I guess.
Here we go. Alright.
Here it goes.
Oh.
Dude! Dang.
Oh my god, these look so clean.
Dude, look at the concave on that thing.
Dang, dude. Okay, so I want to see, actually, I want to put these up on my
car to see how well they stick out.
Yeah, I want to make sure that these bad boys have no problem with rubbing.
Alright, guys, so let's see. Try to get this out. Alright, guys. So we got this big old beefy tire. We're gonna take this out right here. And look at that rim. That rim is so huge. Look at that concave. And my brother just brought out the stock one. Alright, guys, check this out. Alright, that's about a foot right there on the new rim.
Yep, that's about 1 foot.
Alright, and then this old rim, it's about 11 inches. Let's guess.
So it's only about 9 inches.
Oh, yeah, it's about 9 inches. So it's about a 2-inch difference from this wheel to that wheel. So that 2 inches could definitely make a big difference when it comes to driving the car. So let's go ahead. We're gonna mock this wheel up onto the back of the car just to see how well it fits up. Hopefully it's the right amount of offset and concaveness and whatever, and it just fits up nicely. So hopefully we can get this down. So let's just go ahead, pick up this heavy rim and put it on the car and see how it looks.
It's actually not too heavy once you get it out the box.
Oh yeah, the box probably adds like an extra 10 pounds with all that packaging.
Alright.
Here it goes. A little, right there, push. Yeah, you got it.
Alright.
Dude, that's perfect fitment.
Dude, look at that fitment, bro.
That is perfect fitment right there. Dude.
Oh, dude, sick.
There you go.
That's a perfect fitment.
Dude, look at
I
that.
don't think it's rubbing on anything, actually.
Dude, that looks really good. With that color rim instead, dude.
Oh, shoot.
Dude. Wow, man.
Definitely meaty.
That's a proxy right there. Alright guys, we made it here to get the tires mounted. Just, you know, your friendly neighborhood Walmart. They're just mounting tires and they do a really good job at this one. So we're just gonna get them mounted and then I'll see you guys after they're mounted. Alright guys, so it is the next day here and we're gonna leave the tires and wheels here for them to mount them, because last night when we went to Walmart,
their tire machine was actually too small to do it, so these guys have the right size.
Dude. Oh, those look so sick, bro. Thank you so much.
And then the boxes are right there. If one of you want to help.
Oh, yeah,
out,
yeah.
I don't mind.
All right, guys, we got these tires. We got these wheels. Look at how bad those boys look.
All right, guys, so it is the next day here, and I've probably said that a lot of times this video, but this car is just eating up a lot of days because it is a pretty big project. But today should be the last day we're working on this car. It should be fully fixed up today, or built, I mean. So we got the wheels and tires mounted, so let me go and show you guys those wheels. So right over here, check these bad boys out, guys. Both wheels and tires right here on the Proxy R888Rs. These things are beefy. I can't wait to put these on the car. So let's just go ahead, get to work on that car and get it knocked out today. Alright guys, check this out. So we just went ahead and we put the wheels or one wheel on the car right now, and that fitment is near perfect. It is perfect. The car's sitting a little bit high right now though, because the suspension needs to settle down because the car was up on these jack stands for like 3 months, and the other side is still jacked up. But look at this, it looks pretty good. I can't wait to get everything glued up, and I'm just pretty excited to see what this car looks like when we're taking it out of the shop, because this thing looks crazy just with this one wheel. I went ahead and I torqued them down, so now we just gotta do the other side, and then we have spacers for the front ones. So let's just get all these wheels knocked out. All right guys, this is a very heavy wheel. Let's see if I can get this in one piece of cake.
Yeah, that was
I got it. I got it, guys. That was really heavy. Alright guys, so check these wheels out. We got these all on the car right here, just with 2 back ones right now, and look at this fitment. Now the car is kind of lowered down now, and the fitment is really good. I don't think we're gonna have any issues of any type of rubbing there. It looks perfect. And then we have this side done as well. It's a bit tight over here. We still have to put the fender flare on this side, but it gives you a good representation of how much more wider these wheels are than the originals. So take a look at that. That is how much wider they are now. These are 325s. They used to be 275s. So it's a lot more tread hitting the ground now. And there's also more that goes on the other side. On the inner side of the car, there's more tread on that side too. So it's probably the same amount there. So it's very wide now. We have a lot more traction, but we have spacers for the front. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I got the lip screwed in, clipped in, everything is in. I went ahead and I buttoned up everything in here. So this is all good and it's nice and strong and it looks great in here. So now the next step is actually going to be to put the spacers on. They put both of them together, and honestly, I'm really happy that they include the hardware. So now what I can do is, these are 2-inch spacers. So we can put these on the wheel, we put these on the hub, and then we can put the wheel on the hub, and hopefully we have perfect fitment in the front as well. Then we put the side down, and then we can do the last side, which is the driver's side, and then we're all done with the wheel and tire work on this build. Oh my gosh, guys, take a look at this. This is some perfect fitment right here, guys. The wheel just sticks out just the right amount on the bottom right here, and then it just cambers itself into the wheel liner. You literally got the space of 1 finger in there, just barely too. So take a look at this. Like, if we just take a step back, oh my goodness, guys. So we have 1 spacer left. This is what it used to look like. Super tucked in there. Now it's like brought out. That looks crazy, guys. Check that out. And the match on the wheels isn't too far off either. Maybe in the future we'll get it powder coated, but it looks really good right now. And so basically, what we got to do is we got to put this adhesive on all the fender flares so they can stick down and look nice and Alright guys, so this fender flare is fully on for good, and you may have seen in the time-lapse I spent quite a while scraping some stuff off, and that was actually the tape. We made a huge mistake. When we were putting this on, we left the tape underneath, and it got hardened with the epoxy, and basically it just got stuck under there. So it was super tedious. It took me like an hour, but I got it all fully cleaned up, and now it looks amazing. And we used all the clamps on this side, and we have 3 more flares to do. So my brother that's behind my Nehan.
Yeah.
So my brother that's sitting right there, he created a pretty interesting contraption here with paint stands and a bunch of other stuff around the shop. And he made it work without some clamps. So we're going to go ahead and do all 3 other fender flares and get them all glued in. And then after that, we're just going to go ahead and finish doing some miscellaneous things. Like we have to put the door panels back on, and we have to finish wrapping the mirrors. So we'll do that for the 4 hours that it takes to cure all of them. And for the time that it took me to cut all this stuff out, this one already cured for about 2 hours. So we're just going to do all that, and hopefully then we can take this thing home today. It'll probably be super late when we do, but hopefully we can. So let's just go ahead and get all these other fender flares knocked out. Alright guys, so we went ahead and we got all the fender flares on for good. This one's nice and glued in. The one in the back is nice and glued in as well. And even this other side here is all glued in. So guys, the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to unclamp everything, clean up around the area, and we'll put all the wheels on the car and the spacer and the wheel on that side. And then after that, we'll put the mirrors on, the door panels and everything, and just get this car ready to hit the road. So let's go ahead and get everything cleaned up and just get to work. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I got the wheels all put on. Everything is good now. So I have one mirror here. They're finishing wrapping up the other one right now. So I'm gonna go ahead, put this mirror and put this door panel on. Then we're gonna do that side. Alright guys, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and stop the video right here. I was gonna reveal the finished product of the Hellcat in today's video, but with the recent turn of events during the test drive, something went wrong during the test drive, and I cannot reveal the car in today's video because then the video would have been far too long. So we will be revealing the car in the next video and fixing what went wrong in the next video as well. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay on your toes for the next video, and if you guys are loving this Hellcat build, then be sure to go down below and hit that like button, and while you're at it, there's a shiny red subscribe button that you should click. But that is all for today's video guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.